So what is the most important concept from the writings of Napoleon Hill, author of Think and Grow Rich and several other books? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And for me, the number one concept from the writings of Napoleon Hill and other great pundits is that the key to being successful is the ability to take nature as it was meant to be, harness it to your fullest advantage. The concept is that, hey, we weren't put here by accident, that there was a creator, the infinite mind, that had a rhyme and a reason and a plan and put certain laws into place, like the law of gravity is an example. An apple always falls down. Put certain laws into place for us to harness and use to our advantage. Now, it's difficult in today's times to get purity of nature as adults. But you know where you can find purity of nature? In children. Which brings me to an article by a lady named Karen Nimmo, who is becoming one of my favorite authors. She wrote 10 life lessons the littlest kids can teach us. Power plays from the Sandbox. Let's give it a listen. What we learn as kids lays the groundwork for our future. Sure, we hopefully add a lot to the mix as we grow up, but some of the very best lessons are there from the outset, if only we were smart enough to absorb them. I recently found myself on a random visit to an early childhood center. I was struck by the happy, upbeat vibe, the noise, color, the life. Organized, but not. Whole corners of fun stuff to do. It occurred to me that this might be the best, easiest part of life for some kids. That they go home to chaos, busy, overwhelmed parents, domestic conflict, money worries, adult problems raining down on their worlds. Problems that will one day be theirs. Because sooner or later, we all find out that life has some pretty sharp edges. And if we could remember what went down in preschool, we might be better equipped to cope. Here's what little kids can teach us. 1. Anybody can be your friend. Little kids don't discriminate. They begin learning to categorize people from about the age of 2 by gender and later by color and ethnicity. But they don't attach importance to those things. They're more likely to play with someone who likes the same activities that they do, or who has yummy stuff in their lunchbox, or with someone who's nice to them. It's a pretty sound way to choose friends. 2, sitting down to eat is good for you. Teachers encourage kids to sit on the mat or the rug to eat. This is probably to restore order to the chaos and to stop food from being crushed into the carpet. But in doing so, they are encouraging deliberate, mindful eating. They're using it as a social activity. Too often, as adults, we eat on the run. We gulp food as fuel, barely noticing what we're eating. Mindful eating is good for our mental state, as well as our weight. And eating a good meal in good company is socially binding and fun. 3, so are naps. Never underestimate the power of a good nap. Little kids need naps. They have nap corners. We're all too strung out and overwhelmed these days. We need to be able to switch off. I'm not advocating for a nap in the middle of your working day. Or maybe I am. Rest and recovery is vital for our mental health and well-being. Find yourself a nap corner. 4th, you don't have to finish things to enjoy them. Kids at play are free range. They roam, they're experimental, they're not consistent, they're often not that focused. They don't finish everything that they start. Now, as adults in the 21st century, we're on a productivity jag. We worship at the temple of people who get a lot of stuff done. We get mad at ourselves for procrastinating. We scorn drifting or laziness. I do believe in finishing things, but not every single time. I believe more in curiosity and exploration. A half-finished painting? So what? Number 5, thank you and sorry are potent words. Thank you and sorry, along with somebody's name, are the most powerful words in any language. But we need to learn or be taught to say them. If you use these words as a child, you'll be invited for play dates. If you genuinely use these words as an adult, you'll get more play dates. You'll have friends. Number 6, music and art bring joy. Kindergartens and preschools are always filled with color, bright walls and wild splashes of artistic endeavor, and there's always music time. There's a reason for that. Music and color have a positive effect on mood and stress level. They can help put you in the zone, a state of flow for whatever you love to do. They make life seem lighter, less grim. Keep music and art in your life in whatever ways work for you. 7th, some people won't like you. If you observe closely what goes on in preschool, you'll see it's not all laughter and hugs in the sandbox. Sharing your toys doesn't mean your buddy will share back. There are little acts of meanness everywhere, and sometimes big ones, just like life. Learning that not everyone will like you, and some people will go out of their way to show it, is one of life's most important early lessons. Understanding the truth that their behavior is a reflection of them, not you, takes time. 8, it's hard to fight when you're holding hands. Have you noticed that? 2 kids who are holding hands will never be fighting. That's because hand-holding connects people in a loving, caring way. It's really hard to love and fight at the same time. When couples come to therapy, they'll often hold hands. It's not a sign that they'll have a better outcome than those who don't, but it's really hard to lash out at someone verbally, not to mention physically, when you're holding their hand. Conflict is normal and necessary sometimes. It can even be healthy if we have strategies to manage it. But love is a greater force. Aim to love way more than you fight. Number 9, kindness is gold. Kids are praised for genuine acts of kindness, even tiny ones. We all know it's good to be kind, but it's powerful to praise the person who is kind to you, or anyone who demonstrates it. Isn't that how goodness spreads? It is, isn't it? And Karen Nimmo's 10th point, and once again, huge shout out to Karen Nimmo for this tremendously great article. 10, wash your hands often and always. It's never too late to practice this one. Come to think of it, it's never too late to practice any of the 10 things that we talked about. And always remember, hey, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.